All right, so I just finished with my live read and react type of demo for OpenAI's operators. I want to give you my first impressions and my thoughts. I watched the conference, the press conference or the press release, and I wanted to just give you my reaction. Now, a couple of things that I think stood out to me is that I think that maybe they have a suspicion that somebody else is coming out with something similar and they don't want to be late to the punch. So what they have right now, they said, you know what, it's good enough, let's go with it. And so what we're getting here is a product that is mostly complete. And one of the things that stood out to me is they talk a little bit about some of the current successes of it. There's a couple of different tests that you can use that kind of quantify how successful it is at completing web tasks and such. So they have Web Arena and OS World. These are two tests that the industry uses to try to figure out whether or not the product they're building is quality or it needs room to improve. So OpenAI got a 38.1 with this on the benchmark of OS World compared to a human, which is 72.4. So on average, an average human can do things in the browser twice as well as this operator. And then likewise, in Web Arena, it did see a better performance in those specific tests where it scored a 58.1 compared to a 78.2. So that tells us that, yeah, there's room for improvement, and they admitted just as much. So with that being said, I think that they're on a path that's going to be kind of cool. But after going through the live demo, I do see that there's some challenges, and my video breaks down some of those. You can see them happen in real time. It's still kind of clunky, but it's an entry spot, and it definitely tells us that the future is going to come with some unique and fascinating opportunities, and there's going to be opportunities for future development, because if you can figure out a way to alleviate some of these bottlenecks, bypass some of the security checks where it makes sense, that's going to be something that businesses, it's going to be something that individuals are going to want to be able to figure out. So that's going to lead us to some awesome opportunities. And then, let's see, they also mentioned that this is just one of their tools, so there's going to be more coming. And yeah, that's kind of what they talked about. The other thing that they mentioned is that this is level 3 on their path to AGI. So it's one more step closer. And I think that we are definitely approaching that spot. Sam Altman's alluded to it. And I feel like there's enough writing on the wall that we have to realize that this is not too far away. The rest of this is going to be figuring out what do we do once it gets there. But I just wanted to give you my quick synopsis from what happened and where it came from. And if you are curious, the rest of this video is just going to be going through my tasks that I tried to accomplish, figure out what the limits were, and you can see for yourself what it looks like. So feel free to keep watching if you want to know. I put it through probably 4 or 5 different tests, and you can see the challenges that I ran into. Thanks for watching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, thank you for joining me. And I tried to do a live stream because I thought this would be a very good time to do my very first live stream. However, I ran into some challenges, and YouTube apparently wants 24-hour notice. So we're on the clock, so maybe next time. But I did just go ahead and buy OpenAI's Pro subscription so I could do this video. And what I'm going to take a look at today is that they just announced Operator for OpenAI. You may ask, what is Operator? Well, I am not 100% sure. I watched the press release. I have a bunch of questions written down, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Now, the press release I felt was, well, let's just say it was a little rough, but it still gave us the brief overview and introduced us to the concept. So they did make sure that we understood perfectly clear that it was in a beta or in a research phase. So everybody that's going to be using it is going to basically be just giving it feedback and collecting data so that they can go ahead and improve it. And the concept behind Operator, and you can see right here on my screen, we have Operator. And what Operator is a new chat wizard type of thing that is going to try to perform browser-based browser-based activities. So if I want to order food, that was one of the descriptions and examples that they gave. If I want to book tickets, that's one of the examples that they gave. I can just go ahead, put that command into Operator, and it's going to go ahead and run through this. So anything that you do on your browser, you're going to be able to do it through Operator. And really what it is it's basically a controlled sandbox environment for your browser. So I want to know how this works. I have a whole bunch of questions. I want to know how it's going to deal with authentication. I want to know if there's workarounds for it always asking for permission to do the next action. I want to know if there's ways that we can improve its result set. I want to know if there's ways that we can say, let's see, what are some of these questions here? Can we have it send emails? Can we have it check for changes on a page? Can I have it tied to the scheduler so that I can have it do a certain behavior every day at noon? These are some of the things that I want to do and ask. And so I have not used this yet. I was just granted access to it like 9 minutes ago probably. So I ran upstairs, I turned on the camera, and here we go. So thank you again. If you are curious about what Operator does, if you have questions, and would like a follow-up video or whatever, I am happy to go ahead and answer those. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with this. So as a quick example, I would say, I would like to order pizza from, let's see, Domino's in the Spokane Valley. Let's see what it does. You can see here it's opening up a browser, searching Domino's website for pizza. It's got this sort of chain of thought reasoning type of thing that's kind of showing you what's going on in the background. I'm not touching the screen at all. This is all just happening inside the browser. So right now we're watching it as it thinks. Right now it's waiting. All right, it's found the Domino's website. It's confirming delivery or carryout options. So turn on notifications. I'm going to go ahead and allow that so it can ask me questions. I'll go ahead and allow again. All right. Would you like to order for delivery or carry out? Let's do carry out. One of the things that I do notice is that it's not giving me my microphone. It's not speaking to me. That would be kind of handy if we could tie that together with the voice actions. All right. Let's see next. It's carrying out option for Domino's. So it looks like it's trying to fill in finding a store. It says Spokane Valley for the city. It's trying to find a state. Think that it probably will be able to guess that I am in Washington State. Yes, it did that. You can see here that it's not the fastest kid in school, but it does look like it was able to at least get me a Domino's nearby. I'm going to make this a little bigger maybe, and we can see what it's doing. All right, now we have a better view. Okay, and this is handy. You have a take control button, so if there's something that I need to jump in and stop or correct while I'm watching it, then I can. Now, I'm not 100%. If it did this faster, I think I'd be way more excited. But right now, I feel like there is such a lag and a delay. Oh, okay, we got a pop-up. Which crust type would you like for your pizza? The options are hand-tossed, handmade. Okay, I'm going to go with a gluten-free. See, to me, this is missing this is missing the voice action, because I wouldn't mind doing something else. And, I'm washing dishes or I'm, working on a project and it pops up and says, what type of crust would you like? That would be totally fine. But while I'm still tied to the browser, I feel like the only thing I am really getting right now, I'm sure they're going to improve on this. And during their press conference, I did notice that the gluten-free crust is available small 10-inch. Would you like to proceed with this size? Yes. So they did say that this is their first of their operator or agents. And so I'm suspecting that we are going to have more coming soon, which will be a fun thing, and it'll be interesting. Of course, they're introducing this. Okay, so this whole interaction right now is almost just like it's reading the options to me. So the default settings for the pizza include whole cheese with normal amount of robust inspired tomato sauce. Should I proceed with these options, or would you like to customize them? I'm going to just say this looks good. So yeah, it did a couple of things. It had to first find out where I lived, then it had to find the ordering portion of Domino's website. Now it's asking me for toppings. So is this faster? Well, definitely not in this option for ordering pizza. Like I said, unless it was able to interact with me through maybe I pick up and start talking to it on my phone. Hey, operator, go ahead and order me a pizza. And then it starts saying, you know, what type of toppings would you like? That would be kind of handy. Right now, I don't see this necessarily panning out really well. I'm going to have to go ahead and just read through these. It would probably be faster just to choose these instead. But I'm going to, let's see what happens if I want to quit this. Can I, this is the operator browser, take control. Screenshot is stopped. The operator won't take screenshots while you have control. That allows you to do logins and such. Operator saves your site data and keeps you logged in across sessions. That was one of my questions, is if I was able to order from Domino's on a regular basis. If I had an account here, once I logged in one time, next time I order from pizza, I might be able to do that on a regular basis. This is going to give me a thought. So I'm going to go ahead and say done. You have control. I'm going to say finish up, return back to the controller. Okay, so I gave it back control. But now what I'm going to do is I prefer gluten-free crust. I have celiac, so and black olives, and let's say mushrooms and ham. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But let's go ahead and give it those basics. Can you save this for future orders? Because this could come in handy. That way I'd be able to order pizza on a regular basis, and I could just give it that one line and see what happens. So it's gone ahead and it's added olives. I see that it looks like it's created the pizza I want. That picture looks correct. Again, I'm not doing anything, so it's finalizing it. It's my adding it. Domino's Pizza Builder, like cheese, top it with extra cheese. Oh, it didn't. It did it itself, so I didn't get to pick that. Still thinking. This is one of those times where you just have to wait and see. But I want to know. It had like an advertisement that popped up, and the operator dealt with that, so I don't get to find out if I want breadsticks or not. I should have just made that up front. Okay, so it said it had a coupon apparently, and that has caused a incomplete. We have to order 2 or more mediums, so that's not working. And why this is thinking, I wanted to go over some of the stats that they presented. So they have a couple of benchmarks that are commonly used. Oh, to complete the order, I need your first name, last name, email address, phone number. Could you please provide these for me? Okay, so I am going to go ahead and give that Adam Murphy, and then let's go ahead and Adam impact me.ai, and if you feel like spamming me, I don't know, please don't. Unless you want to get in contact with me, then go ahead. There's my email address. It is available on my website, so I don't feel too stressed about that. And then let's see. I'll go ahead and bring this window down here, and one second. Grab that, we're coming in here. So yeah, this is another video. If you're interested, I am going to be doing an in-depth video on AI training and how we may be creating our own supervillain. And I'm going into a completely different direction. You've seen utopian videos, or you've seen dystopian videos on AI. You've seen The Matrix. You've seen the Terminator. You've seen when AI goes off the rails. But in my video, I'm going to say how we may be contributing to it right now and we're unaware. So I'll dive into that. And if you think you know what I'm talking about, just tune in and you'll see. All right, so I've given it that information. We'll let it go ahead and complete my checkout. See how that goes. So you can see it took a little bit just to type in my first name there. Now it's doing the last name. Again, not super fast. Email address. Okay, that's good. Callback phone number. Boom. All right, it took care of that. Great. This really feels like it's doing almost like a copy and paste back and forth out of the checkbox. There's an option to receive emails from Domino's. It's currently selected. Would you select? No, I'm not interested. No, thanks. They made a comment during the live stream about how they still want to be polite to AI. It's like hard not to. And I don't disagree. I feel like not only does it possibly have some future residue, but also that it changes us to be a more polite person. So if you're polite to your AI, maybe that habit becomes something that you're polite to your wife or your kids with, or your dog, or whatever it is. So it's not a bad habit to get in, and I think that it's probably smart on different levels. All right, there's an option to sign up for Domino's Rewards. Oh, no, something went wrong. Should I proceed without signing up? No need to sign up. All right, what do we got here? How'd you like to pay for the order? Store, credit, so forth and so forth. Okay, great. Well, this is interesting. I don't really want Domino's today, so I think I'm going to let the Domino's order expire. But what I will do is I am kind of curious because they did run multiple things at the same time. So if I jump into here and go into operator again, I could say, let's see, what else could I do? Oh, here's one of the questions I wanted to know is, I want to find out if Diet Coke is on sale in the Spokane Valley. Because what I think would be really handy is if I'm able to send this out, let's say I schedule a scheduled task, and I send this out and say, hey, let's go find when Diet Coke is on sale. And even better, it would be great is if I just had this scheduled every day. It goes out, it tells me when Diet Coke is on sale because it hits the Kroger's, it hits the Albertsons, it hits the Safeway, it hits the grocery stores in the area. And then what it does is when it does hit a price point that I'm looking for, then it goes ahead and sends me an alert. Do you want me to proceed with this store order? That would be super awesome. So I'm interested to see how this works. I want to find out if Diet Coke is on sale in the Spokane area. So it's going to open up the browser. Okay, so Walgreens, it could be checking Walgreens. That's great. I wonder how many different locations it will check. It starts with Walgreens. All right. 3 for $20 or 1 for 10. It's entering, selecting. Okay, so now it's trying to find it from here. I wonder if I can give it commands while it's thinking. I do not want to pay more than $5 per, whoa, that was 50. That's too much. $5 per 12 pack. Okay, Diet Coke is on sale for $13.99. That's actually a good deal. In my opinion, I'd see what else. So it decided it was going to search for Subway. And you can see it's doing two things at once, which is kind of interesting. Let me go ahead and make this bigger. cheapest Diet Coke. I don't know why. Sometimes some of these things just crack me up. Today, it was fascinating. I was playing around with OpenAI. I was asking some questions because Sam Altman today spoke of O3. Let me find it really quick because he just put out a post on X and he says, big news, the free tier of ChatGPT is going to get O3 Mini. So now O3 Mini isn't even released yet and he's giving it away to the free tier. And the plus tier will get tons of O3 Mini usage. So that is pretty cool. Very, very exciting to see how O3 comes out. What do we got going on here? Found Diet Coke at Target's website, but the current location is set to a different zip code. Should I update the location to Spokane Valley? Yes, update, please. I'm wondering what location it's using or what information it's using to pull the 99206 from. All right, so is now looking at Target. It's going and doing a price comparison. So this is not super fast, but if you could have it triggered at a certain time where you didn't have to stand around and wait for it, it could be. I found a price filter on Target's website allows me to set a maximum price of $5 to see if there's Diet Coke 12 packs available within your budget. Sure. So this is one of the things I was wondering about is right now it makes a lot of interactions back and forth. It's basically going to say your dollars got put in, your apply button got pressed, your address got updated, your zip code got changed. So there's a lot of babysitting going on right now, which I understand for security reasons, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that one of the opportunities that AI enthusiasts and AI businesses are going to start being able to solve is to be able to figure out how we can get through this without running into some of these challenges. Let's see, is there any Diet Coke? Sure, let's see what it says. So it's putting in the $5 as my max. And we can see it's reviewing the results, seeking Diet Coke 12 pack. Like, let's see its chain of thought thinking here, returning to the search results deals. It's clicking, it's waiting. So it's kind of giving us a behind the scenes of what it's doing. All right. So it went back to Bing. It's using that as its search engine, which makes sense. It would be the same way that we tried to solve it. Great, look at this. It's now jumped into Safeway. This is one of the other questions I wanted to have is how is it going to deal with CAPTCHAs when they're trying to figure out if you're a human or not? Safeway requires a CAPTCHA verification to proceed. Can you complete the CAPTCHA? So it does require me to do something here. So I'm going to have to take control. I am a human. All right. I can't see that on this little screen here. It looks like... Let's see what we got. Tractors and stuff. Let's see. Maybe something like that. You guys are all going to laugh at me when I get my CAPTCHAs wrong, but hey, you've been there before. Please try again. So please click on the object that is different. Excellent. I can pass this one. Please click on the object that's different. Yes, I'm totally succeeding now. I spoke too soon. There we go. I am human. Great. So interesting because CAPTCHAs will basically be in the way of some of these agents. So that is a valuable tool tip or takeaway from this. All right. Let's say finish up. Okay, I'm returning the control. I think that I saw in the demo that it is helpful if I tell the AI, the operator, what I did when I took control. But in this case, I think it can figure it out because all I did was bypass the CAPTCHA. So it's updating my zip code. and it's remembering that from the previous chat history. So that's not separate chats, but higher up. Took 23 seconds. Okay. Should I proceed with this occasion pricing? Proceed. Okay, so now it's, this is kind of how the demo went when they were all on there. There was 3 individuals from OpenAI plus Sam Altman, and they were having a little bit back and forth. There was parts that didn't work very well in their presentation and pieces that they struggled to explain. And then they went into some details on some of the nuts and bolts, which I didn't find would be helpful really to a general audience, but that's where their mind is, and that makes perfect sense. All right, so here it is looking for the Diet Coke. Still. So far it's checked Walgreens, Safeway, and Target, and those are not bad places to check. Like if I was in the Spokane Valley right now, these are probably 3 of my top 5 locations that I would look at, so not bad selections. And there's some lag here, like I'm not sure whether or not it's their browser. I'm pretty sure that it's not the internet, at least not on my side. So if I just double check really quick, yeah, it's not my side. So there is some lag in the browser in some way that they're rendering this or bringing it through their filter. And, you know, really the way this is working kind of behind the scenes is there's screenshots being taken and pixels are being analyzed. So it's trying to look at this just like a human would look at this. It's just taking a screen capture of what you're seeing in the browser, and it's trying to make decisions. So like, where's the search box? Where's the submit button? Where's the, you know, where's the right place on the screen to click? And it's going to be basically moving a couldn't find Diet Coke 12 packs within your budget of $5, which is kind of interesting because the lowest price was $9.99. But if we look at the Walgreens piece, I'm going to take control here. You don't actually have to take the take control button. You can just click on the window apparently. But if I look at here, it says there's 3 for $19.98. And so, or 1 for $9.99. So maybe because I didn't specify that it would be okay to buy 3, it didn't move forward on that. So I'm going to give back control to the operator, and I'm going to see if it can do in-browser math. That would be interesting. I do not mind purchasing bulk if it brings the price to less than $5. All right. Just kind of interesting to see if it's able to. All right. So there we found it for $4.66. So it was able to do that. That's wonderful. So next question that I have is, I want to know if I can schedule these. Could you check these prices? Tomorrow at noon. I'm unable to schedule tasks for the future. However, you can check the Walgreens website tomorrow at noon to see if the price remains the same. Okay, so it doesn't have built-in scheduling, which was one of the things that I wanted to know. Now, you could, in theory, possibly pass in commands to this or have, pre-canned commands. So if I had a series of steps that I wanted it to look at, then I might be able to find something that worked on a regular basis, and then every day I could call it either through an API or some other tool that, honestly, you could probably have a simple, I wonder how this would work. Let's see this. Can you tell me how to get a hold of, ooh, that's not really a good one. let's see, what's something that would be fun on a browser, something that I could schedule. Well, one of the things that I wanted to take a look at actually was the speed. Can I improve the speed? Can I give it permission to look at the code that is behind this HTML, and then it might be able to function faster? Can you view the HTML of the Walgreens page to speed up performance? No, that's not going to work. You know where I'd probably use, I'm just going to ask if you can see. View source. Because what I'm wondering is if you had a task that was failing in here, then one of the things that might be beneficial would be that, oh look, it just right-clicked. Oh, that is super interesting. I'm wondering if that is something that Walgreens has, or if that is something that that OpenAI has implemented. If I view source, oops. If I view source on here, view page source, yes, I can view the source. So that's just something that has been implemented through OpenAI, basically stopping those types of things. How about this? Can you take a screen capture of the website, the Walgreens website? And save it in my Google Photos. It's going to be interesting because it's going to have to ask for my Google Photo information, and it's going to have to, I'm unable to access Google Photos from this environment. However, it can take a screenshot. Huh. So it does seem that Operator is more geared towards specific tasks and not necessarily for actual browsing of the web. So it would be hard to automate this in a way that would allow you to have a whole lot of business functionality. But I wonder, in theory, I think I could have a form. What's a good form that I would need to fill out? Oh, maybe I could do a trial of something. Let's say that I wanted to do, I want to start a trial of Canva. So Canva, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a very cool AI-generated type of Photoshop. You can make all sorts of different cards, website information. This is what I use to create some of my thumbnails and stuff like that. So presentations, whiteboards, socials, very cool tool. I think that it is one of those ones that everybody who is interested in online content creation, and my daughter loves this, it's something that everybody probably wouldn't hurt to have. And all right, I need your email address. So sure, I'm going to see if it's able to bring back my email address from the content that I had before. No, so I'm going to say you have it already. Let's see if I can nudge it. And then one of the other things that I'm noticing is like the pop-up message. It said that this was tied to a Diet Coke sale. See? So that's interesting. All right, well, I was curious about those things, and I don't need to do those right now. So I'm going to bail out of this. And that really is, there was a couple of things that I wanted to check, and some of those were if I could get past the stops and the safeties. That's one of the things that I would love to see if I can actually do. So let's go back into I'm going to just, oops, that's slow. My email address is adam@impactme.ai. Do not ask for this. Feel free to use it during any request. well, I missed a T, but good thing AI can translate hieroglyphics. It might as well be able to figure out how to spell that. Can't store your email address for future use. All right. So it's not able to bring that sort of information back. So one of the things that I would really like is if there was a way that you could say, store my critical information, and then it would be able to just pull from that critical information that you have, asking you, is it okay if I use this information? And you could just confirm with a yes. Because right now, one of the major blockers for me in trying to use this tool is the fact that it would take a lot to babysit it through even the simplest tasks. I can't see today how I would use this necessarily to save myself any time or effort, unless I could do multiple things at once. But right now, if I leave my screen, it's probably going to get stopped. If it would talk to me, then I could sweep the floor, or I could do the dishes, or I could work on something else while it's doing its own thing, and then it would say, bing. I do like the pop-ups, so if I was in Photoshop working on something, I would be able to say, okay, yes, now it's done, because the pop-up would show up. That's great, but I still feel like we're a little bit away from where this is actually going to be something that an average user is going to be able to benefit from on a day-to-day. Now, this is where it's going to be fun, is because as an application developer, as a software developer, I think that there's going to be use cases for this, so I'll be excited to find out what their API looks like and what kind of controls and overrides and tricks that you can use to make this more functional. But for right now, that's what I have. So I thank you for joining me, and I look forward to being able to do more of these type of on-the-spot type news situations. And until next time, I hope that you have a fantastic day, and may the eternal light of truth shine its way on your path and journey. Catch you later.